So the dilemma is, do you forgive adultery or do you condemn it still with Satan? And don't you get the whole point about the sin of Eden being the focal point of the knowledge of good and evil, right? And what Satan wants to do about promiscuous sex, right? With someone else, right? Punish you with death, right? See, and get you to condemn it, right? See, when you deny certain aspects of your marital relationship, like Paul said, neither is the man without the woman nor the woman without the man in the Lord, you don't even want to understand what that means, do you? No, not at all, not at all. Nor do you want to understand how the male and female are one in Christ Jesus, right? Bodily, by one spirit, we're all baptized into the one body of Christ. All means all, right? Including your female. We're all baptized into his one body, right? Because we're from him. And what Satan is doing is confusing you about how we're from him and getting you to judge sex like all sex is a sin, right? Any kind. That's where he's confusing you. He's even making you think normal sex is wrong, which is why you're going gay too, right? By the way, you don't know which you can really do, but technically you should be able to do both without being judged too harshly, right? You see what I mean? Right. But who's judging us, Satan? Satan. Why? Because he wants you all to himself. But the problem is, he's up to no good, right? Whatever he did to Jesus to fuck up his relationship with Jesus, trust me, he did that first, right? And then he set his sights on Adam and Eve, right? Right. Idiot, right? They were just the continuous consequences of his own folly, right? His own fault. Now, I keep telling you, a celestial being is different than a terrestrial being, right? They're from a different dimension, right? Now, dimensional travel might be why you're seeing all these UFOs or whatever. I don't know. But you're coming from one plane of existence into another, right? And you got to get here somehow through some mechanism or some process, right? Right. Now, most of us, like I told you, are how? Here, born here, born here. Well, Satan is trying to figure out how to come up some other way, right? Now, the only way you can do it is impregnate a female who's someone else's female, right? By the way. Yeah, he's condemning adultery, right? Where Jesus is teaching you to forgive the sin, right? If your brother turned and sinned 490 times and repent, right? Do it too. See, I'm trying to repent of my sins because I don't know what I'm doing wrong, right? Now, I'm not upset that your wife is trying to hit on me, you know. Nor am I upset if you want to kill me ever. I understand that part too. But what I am upset about it is I'm not after your wife. I'm trying to find my own. Why don't you just bring me one, dumbass, and I won't worry about yours. Right? Now, I lost another hour and a half when I went to the damn Mexican restaurant again. Calls. When I go there, the first thing you get is the damn chips and salsa, right? Right. I about eat all that shit up, right? Before she even brought out the meal, right? Then I'm sitting there a few minutes, and finally she brings out the meal. Or he does, right? God does, right? Now, what time did I leave? A little bit before 4. What time did I get home? A little bit after 5, right? Right. Hello, that's over an hour in the damn store waiting for enchiladas and some chips, right? Now, what am I doing in the meantime, right? Only one I can talk to is either the damn waitress or the manager or someone in the damn store, right? But like I said, I didn't go there to just have sex. I didn't go there to just eat. Either or, either or. Though if I eat and you want to have sex with me, that's consensual sex, right? But if I don't remember the sex, right, you're stealing my memory of the sex. See, that's the sin. No, seriously. Though all I can do is, like I told you, forgive you. Right? So you're doing the wrong thing because that's what Jesus did on the cross to raise from the dead, right? See, you're dying in your sin of condemning people for adultery because you're an adulterer too, right? You don't even know you're with the right woman, and you're so headstrong about it, you're going to hell for the same ground, right? You can't say to any woman you know she's your wife. You lying sack of shit. You don't know she's your wife. That's the whole goddamn problem. Only two can know, and that's Adam and Eve, and you're not Adam and Eve anymore. You're the hybrid offspring of Satan and the angels too, right? Especially from Genesis 6. And they teach you to lie about their lie, dumbass. Right? The liars lie to condemn you. The Spirit tells you the truth to try to save you from the lie, but there's still responsibility even in the truth, right? You're right. But the responsibility is what? Of the sin of adultery. Forgiveness, right? Because we all do it. Otherwise, you're condemning your own adultery, dumbass. Don't you get what Jesus is saying? No. You can't tell God who you're going to marry because you're not God enough to know. In other words, you're just marrying a pretty girl because she's a pretty girl and she likes you back. That ain't true marriage for God, right? That's still marrying and being given a marriage, and that's a sin too. That's a sin too. That's why you can't even accuse homosexuals of not being confused like you are in sex and marriage, right? They're just as confused about it as you are. That's the point, right? And you're to forgive them too, idiot. Not rape them in the process. While you're condemning the act yourself for doing it too. That's hypocrisy too. But you don't want to hear the real truth, Jesus said, right? You don't want to understand why he was with the 8 women, or Solomon the 1,000, or David the 18, right? Just to name a few, right? And a couple of men, like Hannah's wife, had more than one wife, right? Husband, I'm sorry, right? And also Jacob did, right? But he accepted the pact in his self-righteousness, right? He still could have refused Leah, right? But no, I'm going to do it like her dad wants me to. That too is the point, right? Though, right? No matter whether he married Leah, Bilhah, Rachel, or Zipporah, whatever her name was. The reason he did it is for the nookie. He didn't really love any of them. No, he didn't. He was a horn dog from hell, right? Let's just admit it. He did it all in a way to get Rachel, but only lost her because he didn't really love her enough to stick up for her. From the beginning, right? But that's what I see going on. The man even got upset with his first woman for sleeping with his nursemaid when she's probably the only real human contact he had. Right? And her and him too, right? If you just knock me up because your wife can't get pregnant after a while, who the hell wants that? I know. I'm her handmaid, not your sex slave, right? Well, that's why Moses is trying to get you to treat the women at least a little bit different, you slave mongers. Aren't you all? Aren't you all? And it's one thing you want. Same thing we all want. Sex. That's what it's all about. Or you're lying on your ass. Whole point, everybody. When it's time to get down to the heart of the matter, right? I don't care if you love me anymore, Mary Bell. I forgive you, right? I'm moving on from you. And see, what I was taught is if a woman wants to be with you, she'll do anything to be with you. And if she's not trying to be with you, she don't want you, drop the bitch, right? She don't love you. She don't love you like you love her. Right. I never wanted you but to be my wife or not, right? And was always willing to let you go and break up with you. I told you that in every letter, right? You can leave me at any time and I'll be fine, right? I never implicated that I had to have you. I never implicated that the signs alone made you my life, because they don't, right? You make you yourself my life. And that's if you only want to be with me, right? Not some other guy. Right? That's going to send me mixed signals and I ain't going to hang around for long, right? You're lucky I made it to 18 months. I guess, I don't know what is going on there, right? But I know a strifeful woman, right? Mary Bell, and you're a strifeful woman. You know, that means you're causing strife in my life. You're not trying to be a good wife or a good girlfriend. Right? And I just went through that with Daphne. Whatever her problem was with her parents, right? And again, right, it goes down to Sheena, right? She had problems with her parents, especially her dad, right? And I went through it with Lisa too. And you think you're the only one, Miss Johnson, having a dad who wants to fuck you? No. Joyce Myers is queen of the men. Mm-hmm. You don't know half the shit she went through. And still she knows the only thing she can do by God is forgive the act itself, right? Her father was screwball, and you can't change his fucked up attitude, right? Though, no matter how fucked he is, God couldn't stop it, or he would have had to kill him dead on the spot, right? It ain't that God can't do that either, Joyce, but you know why. He's not a murderer like Satan, right? Even while you're sinning the worst sin on the planet. Now let's get real here, motherfuckers. What's your goddamn problem? You're treating your women like shit, and you're wondering why they don't want to be with you anymore. That's why. You're acting like they're your property and not your wife. And like you ain't got to wine and dine them anymore. Oh, you'll do it to get them to marry you or get them in your pants, right? Get in their pants. You'll even tell them you love them, not meaning it, right? I try to mean it or I don't say it. I know that. But see, if you're a dating site, you gotta give me a date or you're fraudulent, right? The same day you offer me a date, you gotta give me a date. You gotta give me a date, right? If you're offering me a sex date, you gotta give me a sex date. Yeah. Or you're lying and committing a fraud. You really can't even charge me for dating because it could lead to sex, right? See, dating should be free and publicly accepted by everyone. Not you charging me $30 a damn day. That's more than sending a letter. I can send a letter for damn 55 cents. I know, right? But your damn electronic dating sucks. I know. I'm not even guaranteed a date, right? And you want to charge me $30 a damn month? That's why you're fucked up there too, right? You don't want to get it. Either way. You want to be like Jesus one minute and then Satan the next with certain men or certain women too, right? That's why I had the problem the whole time, right? Once Ben got electrocuted, he changed, right? Shane couldn't do nothing about it. He didn't know what the hell was going on, right? And he wants to pretend I did what I didn't. I know. But a deluded person is deluded till they die. They won't realize that, right? And I don't even check him out, right? In other words, I don't follow him to his house with his wife because he was married. Right? I don't get into his business that way. The only way his wife could have been with me is if he's fucking with her so badly she's seducing me, right? And even then I would tell her no, and we're not supposed to do all this, right? And try to do the right thing, right? Like Potiphar and Joseph, right? But it depends how crazy she's being, right? The only place you can fuck me, though, is where, right? The ship or the damn motel room, and I never went to a motel room with her either. I'm not after his wife, for example, right? I don't go after somebody else's wife consciously, right? But if the woman don't tell me she's married, like you're not telling your sex sluts on the side, and don't tell me you don't do that either, motherfucker. That's why the corporate bosses are getting in trouble for sleeping with the secretary too, right? They can't keep it in their pants. And we're all the problem. And then the wife wants to cheat on the husband for revenge. That's what Jesus means. Either divorce him or stay with him. Right? Is that what Jesus said, or is that what Satan said? Through the scribes and Pharisees. Who's telling you not to divorce? Who's telling you not to marry? Right? Who's telling you you're with the right person or the wrong person? You. Everything you're doing is because you want something you're probably not supposed to have. Get with the program.